We are quickly wrapping up the year. We are in the final quarter, and the end of the year and the new year will be here before we realize it. It just moves so quickly. So now is the time to actually get a jump on the year-end planning.
Welcome to Financial Coffee Talk with Shane Amy and Shane Swearingen, your planning duo from Shane and Shane Financial.
Welcome into Coffee Talk with Shane and Shane Financial. Shane Swearingen, Shane Amy, your resource for a common sense approach to planning for your financial, investment, and retirement future. And gentlemen, while it is not right here, we are quickly wrapping up the year. We are in the final quarter, and the end of the year and the new year will be here before we realize it. It just moves so quickly. So now is the time to actually get a jump on the year-end planning to-do list. One of the big things on that list, Shane Swearingen, is making sure that we take care of any tax requirements like required minimum distributions.
Yeah, summertime is coming to an end here, so we're heading into the latter part of the year. It's very important to start having those conversations and getting ahead of the required minimum distributions. If you are already collecting your RMDs, no worries, things will happen similarly to how they've been happening. We'll take care of you. If you have not turned on RMDs, or if you're not of age, it's important to note that age has increased to age 73. So again, any specific questions we have to RMDs, let's handle that on a situational basis. But it's important to start having those conversations and make sure we get that done by the end of the year.
Shane, Amy, what does that mean for anyone who is of age, that those required minimum distributions are indeed required, 73 or above this year?
Well, it means that you better take it. So the penalties for not doing it are stiff. So it's 50% of whatever your distribution was required to be. That is significant. And so for folks that have already been taking RMDs, you kind of just keep doing your things. For those who haven't, and if you turn 73 this year, by this year, 31st of December or sooner, then you got to start to think about taking that next year. And so we're getting, kind of the reason for this is, we're getting calls of probably the usual suspects, our clients that are emailing us and letting us know, like, hey, don't forget, that's great for them. But for our other clients, just know that, it's automatic, and whether you get a hold of us or not, we'll disperse those distributions for you. And as for folks that we haven't met, or folks that have questions about it, not that it's complicated, but they keep raising it. And I kind of ask myself, why would the government do that? Why would they just keep raising it when, it was at 70.5 and now it's at 73, and that's how the government forces you to sort of pay taxes. And so, you kind of got to scratch your head. And so, keeping it, not taking it is, it might not be the best thing for you to do. You're kind of creating I don't know, how do I put, like a snowball effect, like a tax snowball. So, I don't know what the plan is, but I know that the government's probably not doing it for our best interests. I can't quite figure out why they keep raising it, but just be careful. I mean, if you can take it, take it. And then if not, and you just be careful you don't create some extra income for yourself or bump yourself in another tax bracket. I mean, I don't know what the plan is, but I don't know. I don't think the government's here to help.
Well, just because you can wait and delay an extra year or a few years does not necessarily mean it's always in your best interest to do so. I don't think defaulting to the IRS's plan has ever been intended to be in our best interest. So are there any strategies that we could look at to sort of get ahead of the compounding effect of a growing tax liability within these accounts?
Yeah, I mean, I think the usual suspects, RMD conversions. I can tell you that the last time we did the taxes, we sort of redid everything. The last administration, those are bigger bands, so you can move more money over. That's probably always a pretty good idea, especially where taxes are at now. We haven't had debt this high since after the last World War, and taxes are pretty low. consistently across the board. So, I mean, Roth conversions are always a good thing. For our wealthier folks, the alternative investments and private placement arenas, those are also good deals as well, and those sort of change year to year with the IRS. But yeah, can convert if you can, and I mean, I'm not saying take your RMDs if you don't have to, but I'm just saying please think about it, because you might be creating a bigger tax burden for yourself down the road than you realize.
And Shane Swearingen, the Roth conversion strategy, there are some specific guidelines, rules, and certainly a calendar related deadline to make sure that happens, correct?
Yes, absolutely. We want to make sure that we're, following all the rules and regulations that, are unfortunately subject to change all the time. So, there's many things to take into account and consider when we're talking about Roth conversions, or just simply detaxing whatever money that's in your IRAs into another account. It doesn't have to be a Roth account per se. So a lot of things to consider, but the main point is we don't want to leave everything subject to our government. Things are subject to change. We've talked multiple times on this station about being in the lowest marginal tax history in our country. So there's only one place that can go, and it's up. Maybe a reason why the IRS continues to move up the RMD distributions to wait for higher tax rates. But again, you got to be proactive when it comes to taxes.
Well, getting ahead of and managing that tax liability, always going to be a good idea, or at least understanding it. And if you'd like to crunch the numbers or see what these proactive strategies to help control that tax liability might look like, certainly get in touch with Shane Swearingen, Shane Amy, the team from Shane and Shane Financial. And gentlemen, is there anything else that proactive planners, savers, investors, and those retirement-minded individuals should be thinking about or doing as we close out the year here?
Yeah, there's, for a lot of our folks, it's a great time to get in the office and cover some annual reviews, make some allocation changes if it's necessary. A lot of folks at this time of the year are also looking to give some money to their families, to their children, whatever the case may be. It's important to note that number continues to shift as well. I believe this year it's $17,000 a year per child. And so again, just there's multiple ways to get some assets out of your name if you're in that situation. But again, that's why it's important to have conversation with Shane and I on an ongoing basis. We want to keep communication, especially as we approach the end of the year.
You are always welcome to get that annual review, do the year-end planning checklist, make sure that you are moving from this year and into next year with a good, solid plan in place. Pick up the phone, give Shane and Shane Financial a call, 888-300-3811, 888-300-3811, or you can skip the phone call, always available online, ShaneandShaneFinancial.com, ShaneandShaneFinancial.com. Shane Swearingen, Shane, Amy, always a pleasure, gentlemen. Appreciate you reminding us of the important and proactive steps that we can take for planning at the end of the year.
Thanks, Peter.
Thanks, guys.
The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes.
Fee-based financial planning and investment advisory services are offered through Truvestments Capital, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.